Welcome to Man Up Outdoors. I'm your host, Kerry Mackey. Thanks for joining us. You know, Man Up Outdoors is much more than an outdoor TV show. It's about going hard after the hearts of men. Now, over the course of our journey together, we're going to go see some great hunting and fishing and shooting adventures around the country. But at the core of what we do is about having a passion for the outdoors and having a passion to invest in the lives of men. We want to invest in young men to take steps into manhood. And we want to invest in the lives of men to become the husbands and the fathers and the spiritual leaders in their family and in their community. So we are honored that you would join us as we journey together to help men man up, right here on Man Up Outdoors.
6x6, it was gorgeous.
Very blessed. I'm very blessed.
Look at this! Look! Would you look at that? Oh my goodness! Oh!
Man Up Outdoors is brought to you by Food for the Hungry, Vapor Trail Scents, Visual Imaging, Joy Squared, Reclaiming the Masculine Hearts of Men. On this week's episode, we're headed to southwestern Utah to hook up with my good friend Dan Stoner. Now, I've been with Dan the last couple of years for Archery Opener, and this year's no different. Now, I've extended my accuracy out to about 70 yards with my bow. I feel really comfortable out to 70 yards. This year could be a year of first for me. I'm still trying to pursue my first buck with my bow, first mule deer, first full velvet, and first self-filmed on camera. So this season looks to be a good season. We're excited about going up there to hang out with Dan, so you hang with us as we head to southwestern Utah for Mule Deer Archery Opener. Well, I hit the ground blind early on opening morning because I knew from last year these bucks like to move early. Now, last year I saw some good bucks in here. For me, they were great bucks. But not only did I see some good bucks in here last year, I saw something I'd never seen in the wild before. I saw my first bull elk at 30 yards, didn't even have an elk tag. Filmed him for over 8 minutes. He looked like a stud horse. He was huge. And so this year, I don't have an elk tag again, but I'm right back in the same spot. My accuracy's good out to 70 yards. I think it's time we flex something up. Now, I have to admit, the afternoon was going really, really slow. Only a couple of does, and they brought themselves in and bedded down between 80 and 100 yards. But I just believe this could be the weekend for us.
Well, it's been a pretty quiet afternoon. 7:07. We've got about another hour and a half before dark. Pretty good doe came in from the left, and at about 80 to 100 yards, she kind of milled around. It's really hard for me to get a good camera shot on her through the mesh. Now she's bedded down right here on the fence line at about 150 yards. So we're gonna hang tight. Gotta love this.
Well, the first day's kind of come and gone. This morning, I bumped those 3 bucks out really, really early by dragging my elbow on the corner of the blind. Always a good reminder to us for situational awareness inside the blinds. And it was a good lesson for me because I blew them out and they were only 35 yards away. The buck that I really wanted, the tall tine, Buck was there, full velvet. Man, at 35 yards, I missed my opportunity. Afternoon went by, really slow, a couple of does passed through, but bedded out at 80 to 100 yards. Some might not think that that's a good hunt, but for me, that was a great day. It was a great day for me to reconnect with God out in His creation. It's a time for me to just reflect on how I'm wired and as an adventurous man, and I have an adventure to live that swirls up inside of me. And when I'm out there in the blind hunting, or whether I'm fishing or shooting, reconnecting with God on His turf is something that just really wells up inside of me, this connection. It's a very worshipful experience. So although some would say, hey, that wasn't a good day's hunt, you didn't kill anything, for me it was a great day, because I was able to reconnect with God as a man, thinking about the things that He gives me the great privilege to do, the blessings that I have to be out there hunting and fishing and shooting, sitting in southwestern Utah, watching the sun come up and the sun go down, gorgeous mountains of the Dixie National Forest. So for me, it was a great day. I hope that you can see in that experience a connection with God as well.
This segment has been brought to you by Visual Imaging and Joy Squared.
Well, on that second morning, I got into the stand extra early because I didn't want it to happen what had happened the morning before, where I really got in there right at the break of day and kind of spooked those bucks. So I got in there at least an hour earlier than normal, got the camera set up, and just at daybreak in my binoculars, I caught those 3 bucks at right about that same point where the does were, at about 80 to 100 yards. All 3 of those bucks bedded down. I knew I was in for a great treat. They got up, started feeding around. I go, it's gonna get good. They're gonna head my way. Well, they fed around for about 25 minutes. And then they just turned due south and walked straight away from me. Well, little did they know, my buddy Dan's sitting in his blind at about 250 yards, and they're headed right his direction. Well, then out of nowhere, those bucks and that doe just stopped. They turned around, instead of going to Dan, they started heading straight back to me. Now, they stayed just in the edge of the trees all the way until they got back to me. Within 40 or 50 yards in the tree line. They stayed in the edge of the trees, and I knew that when they stepped out, we were going to be locked eye to eye. Sure enough, doe and the little forked horn buck step out, and we're eye to eye. I'm going just any minute. She's going to blow, she's going to take them across the pasture, and I'm not going to get a shot. So I made a decision right then, grab my bow, get out of my chair and down on my knees so I could get up and get a position that I could make a shot if they did turn. Any minute, I just think this doe is going to blow and she's going to be gone and I'm going to lose my opportunity. But it turns out, that little doe comes back to help me.
Smoked him. Smoked him. Smoked him. Smoked him, baby. Smoked him, baby. Come on. Go down, baby. Go down. Go down, baby. Go down. Go down. Go down, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh my gosh, you cannot imagine how excited I am. Oh, 65 yards, baby, 65, put the smoke down on him. Oh, 65 yards. Did you see that Luminox thing? Oh, golly. Oh my God. Matthews, DXT, had it 5 years. Shooting those Maximum Hunter 350s, Rage 2-blade broadheads. My first muley and my first buck with my bow. 25 years of hunting, and I've never killed a buck with my bow. Oh. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, what an incredible morning. 7:11 a.m. Sunday, August the 19th, 2012. God, I have so many emotions just running through my brain right now. A very worshipful experience, to say the least. Sunday morning in God's creation, southwestern Utah, good friends. Oh. Very blessed man. A very blessed man.
This segment has been brought to you by Food for the Hungry and Vapor Trail Scents.
Now, before you start giving me grief over the amount of excitement I showed in the stand, let's think about this for just a moment. You got an old East Texas country boy who's just killed his first archery buck, his first mule deer, first full velvet, first self-filmed kill, and first episode with Man Up Outdoors. How could you not be excited about that? But you know what, guys? It's more than that excitement. There's an overwhelming sense of gratitude that I felt in that moment. There's a gratitude and a gratefulness of being a free man in a free country. A gratitude for God's creation and allowing me the privilege of being in the majestic mountains of southwestern Utah and taking a beautiful animal. In addition to that, I thought about the men who have invested in my life over the years and given me the opportunity to have just that kind of adventure. What I've come to learn is the investment in the lives of others is bringing about an emotional connectedness for men that some of us have missed out on. Well, for me in that moment, I had an experience with my God Creator that was very worshipful. And it's an experience that I want others to have and to understand, and for us as men to welcome and understand that God has wired in us an adventurous heart, a heart that goes after battle, and a heart that connects with Him on a completely other level that I think for many of us we have missed out on. Part of being a man is passing on that battle and that adventure into the lives of other men. And for me personally, it begins at home with my 4 boys. I want them to see the connection that I have with God and desire that same level of connection. Well, you thought I was excited when I let the air out of him at 65 yards, but take a look at what happens when I get my hands on my first full velvet mule deer. Look right here. He was running right through here, and he went to flipping, baby.
He flipped 4 or 5 times.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh, that rage in and out. Oh, look at this! Look! Would you look at that? Oh my goodness! Oh, look at that! Oh my gosh! Took a 4x4 full velvet. Oh my gosh, little kicker down there right off of brow tine. Unbelievable. Oh, I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. Oh, so gorgeous. Oh, what a blessing. Oh. Dan, thanks, buddy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh my goodness. What a way to start 2012, second day of the season. Unbelievable. It's August the 19th, Sunday morning. As I said earlier, what a great way to worship this morning. Southwestern Utah, unbelievable. Bucks in full velvet. Had 3 bucks in a doe this morning. And they were bedded, they got up, made their way down towards Dan's blind. We're actually looking at Dan's blind at about 45 yards. And I'm about 200, it's a good 200, 225 up to where my blind is. And they worked their way down towards Dan and then back up towards my way. Got within 60 yards, and then a little spike buck took out across the pasture. And when they turned, I got out of my blind. And 64 yards, Rage 2-blade, maximum 100 350s. My Carbon Express put the smack down on him. And so Matthews DXT, love it. Just a blessed morning. My first ever buck with my bow. With my bow.
Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. First ever with my bow, and it's my first mule deer, and he's in velvet. So
It's a lot of firsts.
it's a lot of firsts. This is a hunt of firsts. So thanks for hanging with us, man. What a blessing. Unbelievably awesome. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, buddy. You bet.
Great
God bless
shot.
you. You bet. Thank you, Lord. What a great Sunday with you. Thank you, thank you.
This segment has been brought to you by Wild Edge Adventures and Cottonwood Meadow Lodge.
A huge thank you goes out to our dear friends Dan and Judy Stoner for allowing us the privilege of hunting with them there on their property in southwestern Utah. I also want to extend a special thank you to you for joining us on our first episode of Man Up Outdoors with Kerry Mackey as we go hard after reclaiming the masculine hearts of men. We'll see you back here next week, and until then, God bless.
Make sure to check out Man Up Outdoors each week as we go hard after reclaiming the masculine hearts of men.